So Mircea, welcome to Perugia again.
Grazie mille.
Do you remember our first time when we first met?
Oh yeah. I was in sabbatical in Innsbruck in 1993.
Okay.
And I came to Perugia to give a talk at the Earthquake Engineering Conference. And then we continued to Palermo. And during that conference, Luca Facchetti, who visited
Luca Facchini,
sorry, who visited me earlier,
yes,
said, well, Mircea, I want to meet with somebody. So that someone was Massimiliano. And this is when we first met.
And you remember at that time I wasn't bald hair.
Yeah.
I only had very long curly hair.
At that time, so I'm meeting this guy with hair up to here, and he wants to come to Cornell. What shall I do with this guy? And then eventually you came to Cornell a few years later.
Yes, I came to visit Cornell during my third year of the PhD studies.
That's right.
And it was in January 1998.
Mm-hmm.
And I still remember that I was supposed to be there for 6 months, but then we were. I was very happy to work there, so I asked for an extension in Italy, and so I stayed the whole year.
Right.
And then I went back to Italy in December '98.
Right.
And actually, you were very kind to me because. The year after, you posed the possibility to teach at Syracuse University.
That's right. Yes, that's right. And of course, my wife, Betsy, was extremely happy to have Massimiliano there because she loved Italian food and wanted to learn how to do different dishes. And Massimiliano didn't really know much about it, but his mother did. So that was quite nice. And our kind of collaboration started at that time.
That time, yes.
Yeah.
And actually, yes, our friendship began from that, building from that, because I had to learn how to cook besides how to do probability, right?
So that helps you in your marriage.
Exactly. So it helped me in my marriage. And of course, I learned a lot of things there because we started our project because my PhD thesis was on modeling non-Gaussian wind pressures,
yes,
remember?
Exactly right.
And so I thought that Professor Grigoriu was the top scientist in this field. So maybe you can say something about your field and what you have done in all these years, because you were graduated in Romania.
Right.
So you had, I think, the master degree in engineering, in civil engineering, and in mathematics.
Right.
And then you got your PhD in the United States at MIT, right?
Right, it's correct. And yeah, these studies mainly to have a dual personality, that is engineer and mathematician. And I see the pluses and minuses in both fields. And in science engineering, we need to solve problems. And because of that, quite frequently, we cut corner and make very strong assumptions, which are totally heuristic. On the other hand, mathematicians do something else. They start proving things, and when they don't have enough information, they add another condition to the theorem and they solve it. So I try to bridge these two approaches. That is, to get from mathematics and engineering rigor. And also, when I'm doing more mathematics, to get some understanding of actually is needed in science, rather than just inventing theorems. So I have this was and has been, and it is, my objective, to bridge the gap between engineering and mathematics, because in my mind it's just one thing, how to solve problems the right way.
Yes, and the link between the two of us worked very well, I think, because my research field is more on engineering, on civil engineering, topics, and I have a lot of experimental data.
Right, exactly.
And so our cooperation works very well because we try to find these models that can describe what happens in reality in experimental tests. So we have been collaborating and cooperating in wind engineering, in random materials. Now we are doing this in the Vitality project.
Right.
We are trying to figure out models to model graphene, because fortunately and unfortunately, world is driven by uncertainties, right?
Exactly.
and so the good thing is that we can say something about these models and these uncertainties. And how is the famous phrase which says that every model is wrong, but some are useful, right?
Right, exactly.
So what do you think about these cooperations between scientists in different universities, and what do you think about Cornell and Perugia University as far as you have been here several times?
Yeah. Well, it's collaboration. It's always useful because you have people with different backgrounds looking at the same problem and going on different paths to solve it. And then when you join this path, of course, sparks are coming and new ideas are generated. So collaboration is critical. If you stay alone at your desk and do your thing, you are not going to learn anything new. So no, collaboration is critical. So
cooperation in this regard also gives you the chance to exchange expertise between an ancient historical university and in the very...
On the other hand, old in Europe and America are two different things.
Two completely different things, exactly.
Right. So Cornell on American standard is very old.
Okay.
But one funny thing was with Cornell, they actually opened 3 years later, like 1868. And Cornell was one of the first universities in America to admit women.
Okay.
And I think the first woman was admitted a few years later, in 1870. And they admitted this woman. And a requirement at Cornell is a freshman to live in campus. But it was no dorm for women.
Right.
So they tried to figure it something. And eventually they did something about it. Eventually they built dorms for women.
We talk about very important scientific things, but our important thing is tonight to have dinner together.
Absolutely.
And I think that usually one of the best part of our reunions, I mean, we do work during the day, but we do parties, right?
Absolutely. In fact, too many.
Too many.
Because after visit to Perugia, I'm exhausted. I need a week to recover, to sleep 24 hours.
Right, but your wife is very happy, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, she loves it. Yeah, me too.